Alrighty. Yep. All right. Back to Lofi Girl just to kick things off a little bit because we've been doing the medieval lo-fi a lot lately. Thought we changed things up a little bit. Okay. Let me let people know that I am live. Alrighty. Okay. I'm hoping some of my Lancer players show up tonight because it would be quite hilarious if they make it here. Considering they did this. This is all their fault. And open a text document. Okay, and then okay, all right. All right, all right, all right. Let me. I should let Silva know that I'm live. See if Silva wants to show up. I want Silva to join in on this terrible idea. You're not here? You're not here, Silva? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, as long as you're somewhere in the general vicinity, you can be a part of this terrible idea that I'm going to share with everybody tonight. All right. Changed up the playlist. We're going back to regular Lofi Girl because I've been feeling like the medieval Lo-Fi has kind of gotten a little bit repetitive. It's kind of like the same 20 or 30 songs. And it's not that it's bad. I just wanted to change it up a little bit. I was gonna do the synthwave, but I don't know if if I'm allowed to stream the synthwave playlist because Lo-Fi Girl just put up a new stream, but I don't know if I'm authorized to do anything besides the regular one. Okay. Boop, boop. There we go. So how was your day, Silva? It's been so long since I've talked to you. I have been fighting bed bugs again all day. And I found where they were nesting and got rid of it. Better than this weekend, that's rough. I mean, it's good that it's better, but it's bad that your weekend was so rough. Did you eat anything tasty today, Silva? Not really. Oh. That's sad. It's always nice when you can eat tasty things. So I picked up some new water flavoring things because I wanted to work on staying more hydrated, and I haven't been drinking a lot of fluids a lot. So, and like getting teas, getting the unsweetened iced teas all the time is just getting really expensive, and then like the drinks that everybody else gets in the house, I can't drink, and so I'm just left drinking water all the time. Yeah, I ended up going for Mio. I got two of them. I got the Mio Energy with the caffeine plus B vitamins, and I got the Mio Vitamin one, so it's the one with no caffeine, and the lots of B vitamins. Well, lots of is a strong word. Um, just Mio, just store stuff. Just something simple. Because like, depending on how much stuff I squirt into a drink, the Mio will last me, like one bottle of Mio will last me between 10 to 20 bottles of water, and they're like $3 for a container for a thing of Mio. Um, and then water has a negligible cost. Um, yeah. So I'm just like, you know what? If it'll help me stay hydrated, I'll do it. So I did it. I did the thing. Yeah, I'm enjoying the Mio so far. I've had I tried. So how it started was I wanted to try. I heard that one of the housemates got it, and I wanted to try some. Um, and the one of the people in the house was like, "Hey, go talk to him. He's upstairs. You can go ask him." So I went and I tried some. I put way too much stuff in my drink, but I'm like, okay. And then I did like it tastes all right. Then I did a little research. I found out that it's vegan and it's sugar free. All the Mio flavors are sugar free, even though one website tries to claim that Mio Energy has sugar, which it does not. Um, yeah. And there is the Mio Energy does contain some caffeine. Um, so I've been drinking a little bit of that today. Oh, you drink it? You drink Mio Nabaru? Mio and Crystal Light. Which one do you prefer, Mio or Crystal Light, Nabaru? Because Crystal Light's the powder, right? Whereas Mio is like the liquid form, the like the drops. Oh, Crystal Light also has liquid drops. That's interesting. Why do you like the Crystal Light more than the Mio? Does it just taste better? I remember Crystal Light, it was always these long, skinny packets that you would just like empty into your water bottle. Uh, oh, but you like the Crystal Light flavoring? Does it just taste better? Like, Like the strawberry flavoring more with Crystal Light? Okay. I see some people are trying to get Mr. Beast's attention to get him to acknowledge some kind of show they're doing, some kind of concert they're having. And I'm like, don't do this. Don't play this celebrity worship game. Yeah, so I've been doing that. I've been running all my stuff through the dryer, searching around my room for places that might be housing bed bugs. I need some bug spray. I've been using rubbing alcohol. But I need some diatomaceous earth. Need to put down some diatomaceous earth. Because it's one of the best ways to deal with bed bugs, so I'm probably gonna look into picking that up. Yeah, somebody sent me that video when I posted about bed bugs before, and I watched the Mark Rober video, which is where I learned. Like, I knew the diatomaceous earth was one of the best things for it. I thought it did something different than it actually does, but seeing that confirmation with testing, um, was really comforting. But I just need to order some. See, the problem that one of the things they talked about in the Mark Rober video is the problem with a lot of those bug sprays is that the bugs have been getting really resistant to them, and it's gotten to the point where it's almost like just as good as like spraying down water to try drowning them. Um, it's uh like just as many will die just for no absolute reason. The people in the house I live at tried doing rubbing alcohol, and I'm like, it doesn't super do anything, but it's better than nothing, right? Well, it's better than nothing, even if it does nothing, because it feels like you're doing something. And sometimes that placebo helps with mental health and comfort. Yeah, but no, it should look it up. Oh, I can get it for like $8. Okay. I can get it for like $10. Okay. How much does that get? That gets a 4-pound bag for like $12. Okay. Between 9 to $12. It would be cheaper to get the big one. What's the food grade one? I could get the food grade one. How big is this container? Anyway, I got distracted. Again, y'all let me get distracted all the time. I'm gonna add this to the pile of bookmarks. It's funny. So like some people have like tabs upon tabs upon tabs, and I do that for I have a separate browser. I use Opera specifically for watching anime. So I have all of the anime streams open on different tabs in the Opera GX browser. So I have a lot of tabs there, but not too many. But instead of keeping the tabs open in Chrome, I just turn them into bookmarks. Anyone else do that? Anyone else just have a mile-long list of bookmarks? You used to. What'd you do? How'd you change it, Nabiru? Ah, you made folders. I can put folders up here. Oh, you might have taught me something new, Nabaru. You might have just put me on. Might have just turned me on to some new plan. Use folders to organize my bookmarks. Then I don't have to clear up my bookmarks. I can just keep all of the bookmarks. I can just have all the bookmarks, Nabaru. You've given me the solution. I can just have everything at my fingertips. That's it. That's it, Nabaru. Oh dear. All right, I figured out how it works. All right, now I'm gonna work on that, making folders for all my bookmarks. Nabiru, you've turned me onto a new path. All right, it's coming up on 9 o'clock. So let me introduce you to this as stated in the title of this stream. Um, last night when I was hanging out with my Lancer players, now all of this is Tim's fault. Tim is one of my players who had work and wasn't able to make it, so we were all just hanging around milling about in VC in the time when we'd normally be having a Lancer game because we were down a player. And there's something really important about to happen and we want all the players there for it, right? And I could have done some like time and space shenaniganry and role play through something that takes place in the future, do stuff out of order, but I just really didn't feel like doing that. Um so that just didn't happen. And we were all just kind of chilling out, right? Um and at first we were spending time interacting with my partner, but then they had to leave. Well, because it wasn't that they had to leave, just they left because we weren't really doing anything. We were all just chilling out. And then once my partner left, we were all unsupervised. Me, Okusen, and the last player. Um, we were unsupervised, and when we were unsupervised, we started sharing memes, goofy images, reaction images. I was sharing some cursed memes, and I don't know how we got on it. I really, absolutely, positively do not know how we got there. I think someone started talking about horses, and I shared a meme that I had seen forever ago. Right? And someone talked about what they would do if they were making that story themselves. Right? Well, let me show you the meme. Let me show you the meme that I shared. The meme that launched 1,000 ships. The meme that caused for all the people who can't see the screen, it says teen horse girl movie where the horse dies an hour in, and the second half is the girl learning occult science to reanimate it so she can win the big derby. Someone else said Necroprancer, and then the first person responded with the tagline, "You can't beat this dead horse." So I shared this meme in response to someone talking about horses, right? I don't even remember what they said. It just kind of came and went. Um, and then one of the people in the chat, I think it was Okusen, was like, "But here's the thing. If you do that, um, you have to make it what was Okusen's original suggestion? Something silly where it was like um somehow Okusen was trying to introduce some kind of a time loop at some point, and Okusen was trying really hard to introduce a lot of time loops and really weird and bizarre shenaniganry. Some ideas I took, some other ideas I didn't. But anyway, they started talking about what they would do and how they would make it, and how they would make this movie. And that got my brain going. And I started thinking about how I would make this story, how I would write the story, what the scenes I would want to do are. And that got my brain going. And once I got the creative bug, it just wouldn't let go. It was just like the Magical Girl game all over again, right? So I was like, okay, what would it take to make something following this prompt? A horse girl movie that involves the occult, the horse dying, and the girl reanimating the horse. Now I did some research on horse girl stories, And I've learned that like death is a big part of horse girl stories. Oh goodness, Nabiru. But I learned that like horses being such like strong yet fragile creatures is a key part of horse girl stories. So it's not unheard of to have a story where the horse dies, but it's supposed to teach the main character and the viewer that you have to move on from death and you have to keep living. Um, and to try to teach healthy coping mechanisms for dealing with death. So the idea of a story where the girl has this completely unhealthy coping mechanism of trying to undo death instead of growing from it completely subverts expectations. But then we were talking about how to have the horse die in a bizarre way. I was going to say the horse dies in some freak accident where a truck loses control, goes flying off the highway, and goes careening into the field and plows down uh, the girl and the horse, killing the horse and injuring the girl. That was originally my theory, right? But then Okusen was like, nah, we have to go big. And some of the ideas Okusen gave, I'm probably going to have to put away. But they're like, nah, we have to go big. Make it a plane. And I was like, a plane? And then Okusen wanted to do this thing where, like, we say that somehow the girl did some time loop shenaniganry and her occult science to revive the horse is what caused the horse to die in the first place. I really think Okusen just wanted to shove a time loop in there somewhere. And it was oh my gosh. So um this is the meme that got us started. And then we just went down this rabbit hole sharing ideas. Some ideas I'm not going to keep. Everything is still rough draft right now. It's a rough draft of a rough draft. I haven't even made a plot outline yet. And I don't know how to write a screenplay. I don't know how to write a movie or a TV show or all of that. I know how to write a novel. Well, no, okay, that's a strong way to phrase it. I am aware of the concept of writing a novel, and I know a way to plot a novel. So I want to work on outlining this story and plotting out this story for how I would write a novel about Necroprancer. So let's change screens. Okay. So I wrote this outline before I did research on what makes a horse girl story. Gonna probably trim and modify some things. But yeah, this is the basic like story pitch. So Um, teen horse girl movie. Main character is sent to live on an all-girls ranch. When her parents find out she has a boyfriend, they're worried that she will become boy crazy. Um, and she's sometimes late to her riding lessons, and other times is seen with specks of blood on her clothes. The scenes will note it but move on like it isn't super important. He's learning to ride the prize horse Necroprancer, who inherited the name from his father, and from his father before him. The first Necroprancer was born dead, but the ranch owner is said to have smacked it in the back, and it miraculously coughed up blood and started breathing. This legend is why the name keeps getting passed down. Um, One side note. Now, this is setting up something that I'm not sure I want to keep. Necroprancer and the old lady who runs the ranch are never seen in the same scene together. Also, whenever main character gets in trouble for being late, the old lady forgives her and gives some excuse that the girl was helping her with something. And I'm gonna say, even though it's obvious that even when the excuse is obviously a lie. She starts to enjoy riding Necroprancer, even shows great talent. They think she should enter the under 20 derby at the end of the summer. Standard horse girl stuff for the first half of the movie. Now, I don't know if that's how derbies are organized. Like, I know in other sports they have like grouped by ages and stuff, but I don't know if that's how horse derbies are organized. So that's something I have to do research on. So first half of the movie, standard horse girl stuff, which is a couple quirks, right? She's learning to love farm life, learning to care for her horse, gonna be the snobby rich, gonna meet the entire cast of characters of all the other people on the ranch. And then suddenly it all changes. When she's out riding in a field, a passenger airplane falls out of the sky, and in an epic scene, it runs down the duo. Necroprancer throws the girl to the side, saving her before he gets run over. And they find out that the pilot had a sudden heart attack, and the co-pilot had to make an emergency landing in the field. The girl sees people sliding down the inflatable ramp out the door. People from the ranch rush over to see what happened. One of the people who gets off the plane is a teen boy who instantly falls for the main character. It's love at first sight. They exchange numbers before he leaves. The old lady goes missing. No one knows where she went. Everyone is scrambling to figure out what to do since she's gone. This is also setting up for a twist that's supposed to come up in the next story, and I'm still not entirely sure I like it. I'm not. So the twist that it's setting up for is that the old lady is secretly Necroprancer. And it was something I was trying to fit in because I wanted to take ideas and information from Okusan and other people, but it also is kind of like this fever dream of an idea that just feels so impossible that I'm worried trying to set it up will destabilize the rest of the story in a way that just can't comprehend it. Like trying to have the old lady and the horse never be in the same place at the same time, and have if the horse disappeared whenever the old lady was coming around to check the stalls, someone would notice. So that's why I'm kind of like, but I like the idea. The idea that comes up in the finale um, is that um, the old lady is Necroprancer, and Necroprancer has been sacrificing its riders for generations in order to keep itself alive, and there is no father to child to father to child passing down the name. It's all been the same horse. Um, so like that idea, I feel like could could be done. Um, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So it's revealed in the second half of the movie that the girl had started finding some books on the occult and had been secretly doing rituals to make her true love come to her way out here in the middle of nowhere. Um, the girl falls deeper in love with the new guy, but she's feeling guilty the Necroprancer had to die, and she sees meeting this new guy as the fulfillment of the dark ritual that she had been doing. Um, she's been finding hidden books hidden in odd places that have been teaching her this dark magic. She doesn't want to give up on the big under 20 derby, but she doesn't want to lose Necroprancer, so she does a dark ritual to revive him. It takes 3 weeks to perform the ritual, and on the last night, she invites her new love interest to the ritual site and kills him because she needs the heart of her true love for the ritual. She shows up the next day with Necroprancer ready for the race, and everyone is surprised. She gives some BS explanation that Necroprancer must have survived and ran off into the woods because he was scared. Everyone is just overjoyed to see him back. She runs the race, and then in the final stretch, she pulls ahead, and you see a ghost image of the airplane superimposed on the other racers chasing her, and that motivates them to win the race. So like this time they outrun the plane instead of like the plane running them over, because the plane is the rest of the racers. As everyone is celebrating the win, the girl is arrested because the police found the love interest's body and signs that she was there. As she's on the way to the jailhouse, she starts puking up blood and dies. Um, and then in the after credit scene, you see the old lady packing up the girl's things. And as the camera pans up, it's revealed that she looks far younger and healthier than she has all movie. She finds one of the occult books and says, "I'll be taking this back. I will need this for the next girl." Then looks straight at the camera before it cuts to black. Then in later movies, it's revealed that the old lady is secretly the horse and has been doing this ritual for ages, sacrificing her riders to keep herself alive for an eternity. So I'm wondering how I can encapsulate that idea or set up for that idea without it being silly. Um, the whole thing where like they can't be in the same place, and having Necroprancer disappear. Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. I'm not sure if I've seen that one. Let me look up the plot of that. Let's see. Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Bunch of witches lure people to an island, sacrifice them during a certain night to live longer. Okay. Try to be spoiler free. It's one of the best ones, and it features real super. I'm reading the wiki on it now. I know it's one of the ones that my friend's kid doesn't like watching. My friend's kid loves watching the Scooby Doo movies, but just doesn't like watching the Zombie Island one because it's too scary for them. I didn't like it because they make uh cats seem bad, but I still have to admit it's one of the best Scooby Doo movies. Okay. They search for real supernatural. Okay, there's a lot of stuff involved in this. Oh, okay. All right. So the original plan, right, was to say that um the old lady was a necromancer and had been performing this ritual using Necroprancer repeatedly over time, right? In order to keep luring in unsuspecting young girls that would then die of mysterious causes as she sacrificed them in order to maintain her own youth and immortality, right? Um and would then somehow this would tie into keeping Necroprancer alive at the same time, right? And then Jalen made the Okusen made the connection and was like, um, what if we say that the horse is the old lady and that's how the horse connects in? Um, but I feel like that's more of like a shock value thing. And I'm not sure how I feel about that at substance. That's the one of the big things that trips me up about this idea, right? Is trying to bend over backwards to crowbar that in, right? Um, yeah, exactly, Nabiru. Like I could say that the old lady is some kind of lich and the horse is her phylactery. Um, but I just if the old lady is not the horse, then I have to ask how does the horse fit into this? Um, maybe the horse is the old lady's familiar. Yeah, outside their body. Some people have cats as familiar. Some people have owls. This old lady has a horse as a familiar. I kind of like that a little bit better. What do you think, Nabiru? What do you think of saying the old lady necromancer horse is her familiar and a part of her ploy? A prize-winning horse. Ooh. A prize-winning horse that only lets certain people ride him, and that makes the horse girls feel like they're super special because this amazing horse will only let them ride him. Um, and then that feeds into one of the tropes of horse girls, that you're special and your horse is special. That there's got that main character energy. If the old lady is beaten, it could be Tales from the Crypt or So Weird movie. Oh my gosh. If there's no on-screen death and very little gore, okay. Hmm. Certain people write it. Let me see something real quick. I have some ideas. Okay. I was looking up the Find Steed spell to see if there was any material components to get some ideas for something. The Find Familiar spell. 10 gold pieces worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs that must be consumed by fire. Okay. This is why I shouldn't have been drinking so many fluids, not to use the bathroom. This is the downside of drinking so many fluids. I will be right back. I'm gonna go use the bathroom, okay? I'm back. Hello. Anybody there? Alright, so trying to figure this out. So one of the themes of Horse Girl movies and Horse Girl stories is that death happens a lot. It's very easy for horses to die or be so injured that they have to be put down. Something called a cannon bone breaks a lot in horses, and it's like a fatal injury if it breaks. Um, of course, that's where your mind goes, Nabiru. Of course it is. Let me do this. Ready to run. Oh, okay. I think that still counts. Okay. Oh, I think I'm onto something here. I think I'm onto something. Make some dark ritual to summon their heart's desire. And the girl finds a book with a ritual to sacrifice their heart's desire to revive the horse. Hold on. I think I'm onto something here. I'm like I'm following this thread. Extend her life. So she's not a lich, but she's a necromancer. So tell me if this logic follows, Nabiru. Okay. Um. So, old lady is a necromancer. The horse is her familiar, right? And it's all part of the ploy, right? So the horse is this big prize-winning horse, but will only let whoever the victim to be is ride him in order to make them special, right? Make them feel special. While the victim is learning to ride him, the old lady will secretly influence the victim to be. She'll leave entry-level dark magic books hidden in places that only the victim will notice. That way they feel like they're discovering something, right? Everyone wants something, especially young girls. Well, especially young people in general. They have so many wants, they want so many things from the world. Um, so as the girls start trying to make their dark ritual to summon their heart's desire, whatever it is, somehow because of how the ritual is designed, whenever they receive their heart's desire, right, it's going to cause an accident that air quotes kills the horse. Then the girl finds a book with a ritual to sacrifice their heart's desire to revive the horse. And then since the horse is the old lady's familiar, once it's revived, the girl is linked to the horse, and through the horse, the girl is linked to the old lady. And once that connection is made, the old lady can then sacrifice the girl to regain some youth and extend her life. So the entire thing is a ploy to set up and to lead the girl down an entry level path to necromancy. But not so like in almost any other school of magic, right? A lot of times the mage is going to want to get an apprentice, is going to want to pass on their skills to the next generation, right? And is going to want to like keep their craft alive. And the only way to keep their craft alive is to teach new people. So if this was any other school of magic, right, the entire ploy would be to take the girl on as an apprentice in order to pass the craft on. But because necromancy is so selfish, where you want life more than you want the cycle, more than you want the balance of nature to be preserved, and you want what you want above all else, the old lady isn't trying to create an apprentice. The old lady is just trying to make sacrifices, and is just trying to teach them just enough to prep them as sacrifices to extend her own life. What do you think, Nabiru? Thank you. It's funny. So I made dinner tonight for like everybody in the house. Well, not everybody. Some people ate some other stuff. And like my roommate tried some, and he of this stuff I made. It was essentially vegan spaghetti. It was beans and pasta in tomato pasta sauce, um, with some seasonings and some mixed vegetables. And I had three different kinds of beans: black beans, lentils, and pinto beans. Um, and my roommate keeps telling me how good it was, and I'm like, I don't know if he's just being nice or if he really enjoyed it, or like if he really enjoyed it, that's great. I'm glad, you know. But when you said sounds all right, that just made me think of that. Oh my gosh, my glasses are so dirty. I just realized my glasses were dirty and I was having trouble seeing the screen. Give me a second. I need to get new glasses. I have a spare pair of glasses, and I've just gotten the notification from my eye doctor. I got it like a couple weeks ago saying, "Hey, you need to make another eye appointment." And I'm like, I really do, because my eye doctor suggests I get my eyes checked every year. Um, okay, that's much better. So I like this because then the first Necroprancer. Okay. Ooh. I have a thought. I just had a brainwave. Hold on, let me put this down. Okay. So, if there's one thing, well, one of the many things that young girls are known for is their deep compassion for rejects and for people and things that are broken and like um not broken's not the right word. Because like I remember I saw a meme that talked about this where like there's this person who worked in doing repairs on Roombas, I believe, and talked about how this like teenage girl brought in a Roomba that was pretty badly damaged because it was at the end of its life, and um what was it? It was like the girl had very specifically asked for it to be repaired instead of replaced because she'd grown attached to it. Um, Even if the repair was going to be more expensive than just getting a new one. And there was another story of of a young girl uh buying some electronic. It might have been a Roomba. That was at the back of the shelf because it had a broken box and she thought no one else would want it, so she wanted to give it a home. Okay. Your character wants what she cannot have. I like this better. I feel like this fleshes out a lot better than the Lich idea. Because the Lich, so like the Lich leans too hard into like a D&D-esque thing. Like Liches and Phylacteries are not exclusive to D&D. I think those stories exist in multiple media, and legends and stories. Um, the concept of someone having a thing that holds their soul outside of themselves um, is not exclusive to D&D. Um, but I just want it to be as self-contained as possible, and the idea a of a wizard or witch having a familiar just feels more generally accepted and generally known. Like normally you would say that the familiar is some kind of like a cat or a owl or a lizard. Um, but in this instance, the familiar is uh in this instance, the familiar is a horse, and then the one thing that's introduced here is like what happens if you um give up your heart's desire to revive somebody else's familiar. It doesn't become your familiar, not fully, but now you're connected to that other person through this familiar. So the cursed rep of Necroprancer because all of the riders have some kind of accident. Okay. Then the old lady is said to personally tutor anyone who starts riding Necroprancer. Hmm. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Okay. So then that begs the question, like, how old do I say the lady is? Like, um, ooh, we could leave a clue that this isn't the first ranch that the old lady has owned. Oh yeah, that could be a clue. Okay. Then that's a clue that the old lady has had multiple ranches. Then you say the old lady has been doing this for ages. All right, so we okay. Yeah, just old. Exactly. Exactly, just old. Old lady is just old. Uh, so the oldest ranch in the U.S. is Deep Hollow Ranch that claims to have first opened in 1658. This is a cattle ranch, which would uh yeah, they do horseback riding. That's true. You can have all kinds of names. Skinwalker Ranch is the real name for a famous haunted ranch. Interesting. Yeah, they do. What's a douche? Uh, what is a dude ranch? I think I should be looking for dude ranch. Okay. So it's a ranch that takes in city slickers. Okay, so yes, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so I'm looking for a dude ranch, which is what the girl goes to. Okay. Okay, so Dude Ranch is for city dwelling guests to escape into the outdoors. Okay. I don't know if a Dude Ranch is what I'm looking for. Yeah. Okay. Riding Hall. Huh. Okay. I'm like getting caught up in the weeds right now. Average horse lifespan domesticated is 25 to 30 years. Okay. But that can be cut short by racing injury. Before and after the race, there's stables. Okay, so a lot of jockeys don't own their own horses. That's interesting. Okay. I'm getting caught up in the weeds of these small details. I'm sorry. I realize you all aren't watching are just watching me kind of like do research, and that's probably not super interesting. Alright. I think we have most of this, so we're gonna get rid of uh get rid of that. We're gonna get rid of that. Rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay. Okay. So I have the villain's plan laid out. And one of the like I guess what makes this a horror story is the fact that like the villain wins. The girl gives into the dark magic makes the sacrifice, and then becomes the sacrifice. Main character dies in the crash, so it doesn't seem supernatural. Everything seems natural. That is how it happens. Everything seems like it's happening via natural causes. Okay, that sets it up. Everything looks like it's happening via natural causes. The horse serves a purpose, is a vehicle in order to extend the lifespan. Average horse lifespan is uh oh, okay. Years. For 75 years. Okay. Well, if she's run this ranch for 75 years and she bought this one as a full-grown adult, um, so we'll say she was 25 when she bought this one. So we'll say the old lady is supposedly 100 years old and still doing physical labor on a horse ranch. Doesn't look a day over 65, but even at 65, that's still really old in order to be doing uh doing physical labor on a horse ranch. All right, so she looks a little bit younger, but not like super young, not like in her 20s younger, but like less freckles, less sunspots, less wrinkles, less gray hairs. Okay. So we've incorporated the horse, incorporated the idea of the Necromancer. Horses are familiar. Okay. Okay. So that takes us. That kind of has that covered. I have to figure out what I have to do some research, some questionable research in order to design what what the dark rituals are going to look like in the second half of the story, and how much I want to delve into them. Um, all right, now that we've got numbers, stuff starting to fall into place. Okay. I hope Okusan's not mad that I ended up changing the plan. Okay. So the first part of the movie is Horse Girl movie. Um, I might work the whole thing with the derby. Um, okay. 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 And I gotta flesh out this stuff for like the actual horror scroll portions of the story before it gets to the horror elements. And you bring up a good point, Nabaru, that like if I had a story where the some somehow the main character, instead of dying in a gruesome accident, stops the old lady, um then it would be like a kid's story, a kid's horror story. But because the main character loses, um it is not a kid's story. It is straight up horror. All right. Or summer camp where they spend if this is believable. Hold on. Okay, well, it takes 12 to 16 months for the horse to train, to go from born to actual, like, train to race. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so would a summer camp be all right, so there are horseback riding camps. There are week-long things. Okay. Definitely, Tom. Definitely something buried there. How are you doing, Tom? Maybe this is unrealistic, but I'm running with it. I'm doing pretty good. I spent a lot of time cooking today, and I was dealing with stuff. I'm working on a really silly story idea that kind of came to light when I was chatting with my friends last night and we all started taking the idea way too seriously, and I started putting down lots of thoughts on paper, and then it got to this point where I'm actually working on like getting an outline put together for this story. No, the brown rice didn't take forever. I made pasta. I made uh some beans and pasta with a tomato pasta sauce, some seasonings, 3 different types of beans, some mixed vegetables and mushrooms. Let me share with you the meme that started all of this. Teen horse girl movie where the horse dies an hour in, and the second half is the girl learning occult science to reanimate it so she can win the big derby. Necroprancer. Tagline: You can't beat this dead horse. Oh, it was really big. I don't know. Here. That better? That look better on your phone? I'm used to making memes smaller when I'm on the other page. You're fine on a 4. Can you? That's why I read out. That's why I read it out for people who can't see. You got it now? Okay. So this idea was really silly. But then we all started taking it way too seriously, and before I knew it, we had all this stuff written down about putting together uh, an actual story. And yeah, I've been putting down notes, working on ironing out the thought processes behind this story, Necroprancer. Yes, exactly. It is past my bedtime. Past your bedtime. I love it, Tom. Yes, a nightmare to clean up after. I love it. Ah. All right. And 2 left. That was actually a really good one, Tom. Uh, so I'm trying to like play this entire story straight. Like it'd be so easy to make this a comedy, and there are some like really funny things about it. Yes, a spur of the moment. Oh, Tom, I'm so proud of that one. Um, basic premise of what we have so far. Teen horse girl movie. Main character sent to live. Sent to an all-girls ranch when her parents find out she's been sneaking out to go to parties. What equestrian do you have, Tom? They're worried she'll become boy crazy. There for a horse summer camp where they all spend the entire summer working on the ranch and caring for the horses and learning to ride. This all leads to an under 20 derby that is held between all the local horse ranches at the end of the summer. Has to stir up trouble. It kind of does. Um, it's a strictly amateur race, but everyone still looks forward to it. There's a great cast of girls who all love horses in their own way and try to befriend the main character, but she rejects them because she resents being sent here for the summer. But then that all changes when main character sees this beautiful horse, Necroprancer, running around in an enclosure and just all of a sudden falls in love with horses. Yes, the cringe. Got to embrace the cringe. She asks if she can learn to ride him and is told he's cursed and he doesn't let many people ride him. And when he does, anyone who rides him meets some kind of accident. Centaur for disease control. Yes. So, basically, the girl finds out that like everyone who's like this horse is believed to be cursed. It's inherited its name from its father and from that one from its sire and like so on and so forth. Um, and there's this like this old tale about the horse. Yes, even if you got 100 horsepower, you can never outrun the puns. Um, and the horse ranch is run by an old lady who still does a lot of physical work, even though she's is 100 years old. She doesn't look 100, but she does a lot of like physical labor on the ranch. Um, and um, the girl starts doing riding lessons, learning to ride Necroprancer, and it's gonna start out like a kind of stereotypical, like her. Yes, she must staying with the wrong crowd. Yes, exactly, Tom. Um, so it's gonna start out for the first half with like this stereotypical, um, by the numbers kind of horse girl story, with the girl learning to trust and earning the trust of the animal, and the animal trusting her, and then um, learning about hard work and about caring for about caring for the horse and about what it takes to be a good rider and what it takes to be a responsible horse owner and all that stuff, right? But there are a couple things that are different, that are little quirks, which is that yes, hospitality, that leans on their hospitality a lot. Um, and that is that she's sometimes late to her riding lessons, which can get her in trouble, and other times she's seen with specks of blood on her clothes, Now the scenes show this of like mentioning that she has that people notice she has specks of blood on her clothes, but not a whole lot. But people just kind of move on as like, whatever. You're on a ranch, stuff happens. Maybe you were helping out with something and scraped your arm or something. Um, and whenever the main character gets in trouble for being late, the old lady forgives her and gives some excuse that the girl was helping her with something, even though that excuse is an obvious lie. The girl starts to enjoy riding Necroprancer, even shows great talent. I have to change standard horse girl stuff in the first half of the movie. They think she'll do well in the under 20 derby, and then it all changes. Suddenly, while she is out riding in a field, a passenger airplane falls out of the sky. Surf spirits there, exactly. Yeah, a passenger airplane falls out of the sky in this epic scene as it runs down the duo. It makes an emergency landing. Um, and just as it's about to like run them over, the horse throws the girl to the side, saving her before the horse gets run over. Um, and then you find out that the pilot had a sudden heart attack and the co-pilot had to make an emergency landing in the field. They see people coming down the inflatable ramp, coming out of the plane. People rush over to see what's happening. And one of the people on the plane who comes out of the plane as they're helping the people out of the plane is a boy that's the same age as the main character. And the main character and this boy fall in love, like, or become infatuated or whatever. Uh, at first sight, they exchange numbers before he leaves, and he becomes like the love interest. Um, and in the next part of the story, right, it becomes revealed that the girl had found hidden away on the ranch. She found these books on occult and dark magic, and had been experimenting with it in the woods. Um, and because she resents being sent here away from everybody and being away from everybody she cares about in the middle of nowhere, she did a ritual that she believed would make her Prince Charming, her perfect soulmate, her one true love, um, come to her somehow out here in the middle of nowhere. And so she takes the boy that she met as, okay, this must be my true love. Um, but then she feels guilty because uh she realizes that, well, she feels like she's responsible, like somehow all of this must have been fulfilling her ritual. And now Necroprancer had to die for her to get what she wanted. And she also really bummed out that she's not going to be able to ride Necroprancer in the big derby at the end of the summer. Um, that she finds a book that has a ritual for reviving a dead horse, and she's like, it takes her 3 weeks of hard work and secretly getting the materials and um, preparation to do this ritual. And on the last night of the ritual, she invites the main character to come meet her. Not the main character. She invites the love interest to come meet her, and she takes him out into the woods, to the ritual site, and then kills him and cuts out his heart. Yes, an exorcist. Yes. And so she cuts out his heart because for the last part of the ritual, she needs the heart of her true love. And um, this revives Necroprancer, and the girl becomes connected. Her heart is connected to Necroprancer. And the next day is the big derby, and she rides out. She shows up with Necroprancer now healthy and strong, and alive, to the derby, and is like, "Oh, he must not have gotten run over. He must have just gotten scared or spooked and ran into the woods. I found him last night." Yeah, kinda. Yeah, kinda, Nabiru. Um, and everyone's just glad to see Necroprancer again, and they're like, "Whew, dodged that curse." Um, and so she gets to run in the race, and then in the final stretch of the race, she pulls ahead, and we have this cool scene where like you see a ghost image of the airplane superimposed on the other racers, so it looks like she's being chased by the plane again, except this time her and Necroprancer outrun this plane, this imaginary plane. Well, this time it's imaginary because it's like a flashback or whatever, in order to win the race. And then, as everyone is celebrating, and everyone is like, "Oh, you won! This was so exciting!" Now it's an amateur race. It's not a big thing. But it's an amateur race that's between this group uh of horse ranches that have summer camps. Um, so it's not like she won some like Kentucky Derby thing. But it's still something she's been working towards all summer. Um, and then as she's getting her award, the police show up. And she gets arrested because the police say uh, they found the ritual site, and they found the body of her love interest, and they have witnesses saying her and the love interest went in there. She was the last person seen, and they find evidence, some of her belongings at the ritual site. And she's needed for questioning. But then, as she's on her way to the police station, jailhouse, whatever, the police car gets hit, gets in a really bad accident, a really bad car accident, and the main character dies in the crash. And then in the final scene, like end credits scene, whatever, you see the old lady is packing up the girl's things, and then as the view pans up, because I was originally thinking about this as a movie, so that's why something about like view panning up and camera, whatever. It's hard. And then as the camera pans up, you see the old lady looks far younger and healthier than she has all movie. Not like 20 years old young, but like it's like 50 instead of like the 85 to 65 to 85 she looked for. And as she's packing up the girl's things, she finds one of the occult books and says, "I'll be taking this back. I will need this for the next girl." Looks straight at camera before it cuts to black. So that is like the basic story. I did like behind the scenes stuff about lore, about why it works, what's happening, what's happening behind the scenes that's causing all of these things. Why are things happening the way they're happening? So I started working on that, and I have to put it all together. And I'm like, I don't know how to write a script. I don't know how to write a I don't know. Uh, how does the old lady not seem to eat? Essentially sacrificed the girl to make herself younger. this entire thing was a big ruse in order to forge a bond with the girl, so she could sacrifice her. But yeah, that's the basic story. That's what I have so far. Um, working on a really silly story, Jay. Girl who would unalive their love interest seems worse than an old lady who would treat said girl through their. Uh, I guess. Like the old lady is facilitating the entire thing in order to build a connection with the girl, so she could sacrifice the girl. Um, but yeah, I guess I could see that. Like the old lady isn't the one who sacrificed the love interest. Yeah, just working on a really silly story idea. I have a lot of the stuff like planned out, a lot of the main story beats. I have to put it together into an actual outline. So like I was saying, I don't have any experience with like outlining and writing a script uh for like a movie or a screenplay. So I'm gonna kind of deal with this like the only way I know how, like that old adage, if all you've got's a hammer, every problem's a nail. Um so I'm planning to outline this as if it was a novel and then see where it goes, see if I can get it put together into a novel, crank out those 50,000 words. Um, mm, but yeah, um, that's the basis. So that's your takeaway from it, Nabaru. The old lady's not as evil as the main character. Um, so the girl, um, in the main character is alive, and but she's like done this dark magic ritual in order to revive a horse. And in doing so, she bound herself to the horse, which was originally bound to this necromancer. So now this girl is now indirectly connected to the necromancer, who then sacrifices the girl in order to extend its own life, in order to extend their own life. Um, and then you find out that everything was just this necromancer manipulating this girl in order to get the girl to forge the connection between her heart and the horse. Yeah. So I don't know if Steven Spielberg would touch something this goofy, Tom. Spellberg. I just saw that. I just saw it was. Uh, but it's silly because like the first half feels and acts like with a couple changes, a couple like quirks and twists. Ideally, the first half of the story should feel like um a stereotypical horse girl movie or horse girl story. The girl learning about horses, growing in this process, learning about what it takes to be a jockey, and um, training and having this the reverse power of love. I guess that's how it is, Nabiru. But yeah, so then until the plane crashes on the horse, like it's this like paint by numbers kind of like horse girl movie. Then everything changes and it goes the straight horror route. I was thinking it'd be cool if the horse had some like a black horse with like a white skull pattern on its face. Because I know horses can have like that white thing down the like the center, and like they can have different patterns and stuff and shapes on their fur. I don't know all the ins and outs of it. I just know what I've seen. So, um, yes, Pony Soprano. The plane is gets explained later in the movie where the girl, when she was dabbling with dark magic, had done a ritual to make her true love come to her, and that was it. It was kind of like one of those like monkey's paw thing where like the wish gets twisted, and um this airplane, the pilot has a heart attack, and um the plane starts going down, and the co-pilot has to make an emergency landing in a field that happens to be the field where the girl is riding on the horse, and then the horse throws her to save her, right before the horse gets run over. Um, it's silly, and that's kind of the theme I'm going for with this story, is that there are so many mechanics and things and pieces that just seem really ridiculous and silly, but I want to play it completely straight. Like I want to like have these things that just looks like they could be a comedy, but then you just get it gets played straight, and it just makes everything darker. But yes, you have to be highly gullible and dark to sacrificing a love. Well, the thing is, she's known the horse for longer than she's known the boy. Yes, kind of like that, Jay. A genie that gets the wish wrong, like a twisted wish spell. Um, but like Nabiru, the idea I was going for was that like she's known the horse for longer than she's known the boy, and she instantly regrets her decision to do this. But you're right, it does show how like volatile and twisted she's become as she's been trading in pieces of her humanity for this dark magic ritual. Um, uh, classic horror comedy, that could be interesting. But we got a lot of stuff done. Managed to outline a lot of stuff. I still have to do the actual outline. I might do that tomorrow or some other time off stream. Um, but I'm glad we got a lot of stuff done. This part down here, I'm very glad about that we got this done. That outline, because the original story was just a bit too ridiculous, and I had to do something with it. Yes, I that would be interesting, Nabiru. We were joking when on Discord last night that like this story is just quirky enough that like some people might know some film students that would be willing to like make this a film just because it just seems bizarre enough to make some kind of interesting artsy film out of it. Ugh. Anyway, let's wind down for the night. And may the horse be with you always. Ah, you're killing it tonight, or you're unaliving it tonight. I can't say that word. So it's really funny, like speaking about that, where like because of how the algorithm works, yeah, slaying it exactly, Tom. Um, because of how the algorithm works, and the fact that like the algorithm drops recommendations of any stream or video that uses certain words or phrases. Um, it's interesting how language has evolved, and we've come up with these seemingly very silly uh and just ridiculous words um that they have a pretty simple meaning, but they just sound really ridiculous because that's the only way to say something without it getting automatically flagged by the content moderator. Like, instead of saying kill, you say unalive. Instead of saying dog shit, you say dog water. Yes, an equestrian girl. She's a shadow bolt. Uh, yeah, I don't know the rest of those. I probably yes for the extra cringe. Uh, oh my gosh. I used when I was cooking today. It was interesting because I had to take the food I normally make and I had to make a huge batch because I was cooking for the entire house. Well, almost the entire house. And like, even though it was the same ingredients I always use, just more of them, right? Oh, you have a link for screenplay templates. Oh, did you send that to me on Facebook? Have you written screenplays yourself, Tom? It should be in chat. If it was a link, then it probably got caught by the thing. You can't share. I'm the only one who could share links in chat. Me and moderators. so I can't see it. Okay. Cool. I'll take a look at this. Maybe I'll make this my first foray into writing a screenplay and actually try writing it as a screenplay. We were joking last night when we were talking about this, right? Um we were joking about like it'd be really funny if like this became like a multimedia franchise with like a novel, a movie, like an entire series of movies with sequels. Um and it was just really silly. We were being so silly last night. Anyway, I was talking about cooking. It was really interesting because like I was using the same ingredients I always used, just more of them, and in a bigger pot than normal. But it just seemed more intense. Like there was more focus, more effort put in, and it just seemed almost tiring. Like I just wanted to take a nap when it was over, but I had to get ready to start streaming. Make a storyboard of 130 scenes. I don't know anything about writing screenplays. Is that a lot of scenes, Tom? Like that sounds like a large number of scenes, but I never counted the scenes in a movie. That's average? Okay. Each scene's about a minute. Okay. That's silly, Nabaru, but definitely an interesting thought. So Nabaru, would that story of Necroprancer 2 Rise of the Celestial Stallion, would that take place on like another horse ranch nearby that's like got. Okay, Tom. I see. But yeah, I did a bunch of cooking today and it was really stressful, but like one of like my friends were like the other people in the house were like, "Yeah, it tasted really good." I'm like, "I'm glad. I'm glad it tasted really good." I specifically left out a lot of things that I would normally have added because I was like, I have to cook for other people. Who knows if it's a full franchise, not just a standalone concept. There'd be more. Need to be more characters, others skills, huh? like another horse that like was some kind of like a good horse. I don't know. I'm not sure how I would make that compelling. Like this, you can make compelling because you watch the girl spiral down as she um goes down this darker and darker path, right? Um like she starts with these very understandable motivations. She wants like she wants a boyfriend, she wants that's also true, Nabiru. Um the character starts with these very simple motivations of she wants a boyfriend, she doesn't want to be at the ranch, but then she wants to ride Necroprancer. And she really wants to win this derby. And I think it's kind of what adds to the silliness, right? What completely adds to the silliness that we're gonna play so straight is that it's an amateur derby. There's nothing on the line, there is nothing at stake, there is no prize money. But she's willing to sacrifice her air quotes true love for it. Could have a second movie that explores the old lady's origin. Do that sequel prequel thing. Or prequel sequel. I don't know. You know what I mean. Where the second movie takes place before the first movie. And then the third movie would be how she finally gets defeated. That could work. All right, so let's wind down for the night. Sorry, I kind of zoned out for a little bit. I got no sleep today. Like I went to bed super early last night. I went to bed at like 2 a.m., which is super early for me. And then I slept through most of the morning till like 8 or 9 in the morning. But then I haven't been to sleep all day. Normally I get a nap around midday, but since I was washing my clothes, not my clothes, I was drying out my sheets and stuff, dealing with my bed, and then I just didn't get a chance to go back down to go sleep. Um, and then after that, right after that experience, uh, of dealing with all that, I moved straight into making dinner, and then I moved from making dinner straight into stream. Um, but Nabru, what new elements or characters would you suggest? Like, I was thinking sequel, sequel explores the origins of Necroprancer and the old lady. So like do the sequel prequel. prequel, sequel, and then third movie is how she finally gets defeated somehow. All right. I gotta go watch a bunch of Horse Girl movies. Anyway, let's wind down for the night. I just got really hungry really fast. And I'm gonna go get some food. Bull's vengeance are past your bedtime. Ah, I like that. I wrote that down. Ugh. So I got a little lightheaded and I just got really hungry really fast. I haven't eaten very much today. Oh, no, it's not exactly true. I did eat a decent amount. I did eat some. I ate lunch. Then I had one bowl of my spaghetti, my pasta and beans before coming downstairs and starting stream. Ugh. I don't know if this is just me coming down from the caffeine rush of the Mio energy that I drank earlier. It just does not feel super great. Anyway, let's wind down, ease back down into our good night situation. You all know the deal. I like to end my nights by saying nice things and positive affirmations about my viewers. So to Nabiru, to Tom, to Jay, to Silva, to anyone else who watched the stream and didn't say anything, to anyone who watches this VOD later, I want to say to all of you that I love all of you and I believe in each and every one of you. I think that you each bring something special, precious, and unique to everything you do that only you can. I believe that all of you make this world a better place just by being in it, and I'm grateful every day to live in a world with you in it. Thank you for coming to my stream. Thank you for watching this this VOD if you're watching the VOD. Thank you for giving me your time, your attention, and your energy. I appreciate it, and it means the world to me. Oh, you have a good night too, Tom. Uh, I hope that you all have a wonderful night. And always remember the Star Hunter motto: shoot for the stars, have wonderful adventures, live your dreams, and always stop to enjoy the memes. I ask that you like the stream. It helps the algorithm with uh, putting it out there so more people can see it. If you have any friends or family or other acquaintances you think might enjoy my content, feel free to invite them to stream or to show them any of my content. Next stream is going to be Friday at 8:30 p.m. EST. Not sure what we're going to do. Might be a gaming stream. We'll see. Um, might be another writing stream. Who knows? Uh, but I'll post about that before it happens. Um, If you want to keep up with what I'm doing here on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already and ding the notification bell. Please, even if you are subscribed, check to see that you are still subscribed. It might have unsubscribed you. I know I lost a subscriber randomly, so I don't know. I know it does that sometimes where people just randomly get unsubscribed. So check that. Also, if you want to keep up with what I'm doing outside of YouTube, you can follow me on Twitter or join my Discord. Links to both of those are in the description below. Please always remember, you do not have to donate to be a member of this community. You don't have to pay to be welcome here. I want you to know that your time, your attention, and your energy is payment enough. With that said, even in spite of that, if you ever feel motivated to donate to improve the stream or to improve my life, there are links below where you can do that. Have yourselves a wonderful night, and I thank you for coming. And I hope you have a wonderful week.